I just know it's my time. All I see is the destination that I'm trying to get to. I think I'm the smartest fighter on the planet Earth. I don't just beat guys. I'm the type of fighter that dominates people. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You better be ready, boy. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We at the UFC boxing gym. January 31st, I'm fighting Teofimo Lopez. I'm moving up to 140 pounds, super lightweight. The process ain't nothing new. I'm not trying to put on all that muscle and all that extra shit they keep talking about. Skills pay the bills, and that's what's gonna show up on fight night.
Just in preparation for January 31st against Shakur Stevenson.
He was born for this. He's God gifted. We're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You got to do things in there that people have never seen.
Every day is a different type of segment of working out. Earlier today, I had a little bit of strength and conditioning, and then swimming, exercising and expanding those lungs. And then we finish off late night. We come here and do 18 ounces of gloves, an hour or as long as I can of training without no break. Just trying to see how much more I could push.
Yeah, you could try. You know, it's like what they say, I'll try my best. You know?
No, that seems more aggressive.
Yeah,
that was like,
try.
And y'all shoulder to shoulder, right? It seems like y'all should be in the same space and y'all just fine.
Well, the way they set it up inside the ring, or inside the ring, they set it up that way. And I'm thinking we're gonna go half and half, like on split.
Y'all were right there, man.
Yeah.
With just 5 days left on the clock, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are driving themselves to the edge in both body and focus. And we're taking you behind the scenes of every step.
Walk them out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terrence Crawford, that's my big brother. I love him to death. I feel like if he wasn't in my career and in my life, it'd have been very difficult getting to the level that I got to. And he kind of taught me is take every guy serious. Seeing him and seeing how he prepared for guys who I know that's not on his level, it kind of turned me up to make sure that I do the same.
You want me to stop this? Respect me. Respect the scars that I gotta show my son for the rest of their life. Respect the work that I put in. But till then, you're gonna get the other version of me that just speaks the truth.
We still have a lot of work to do. I told him, you know, God gave you these gifts so the kids could freaking look up to you, man. We could save one soul. That's a lot, man.
So that's why we got to keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 3rd.
Shakur is deep into camp, dialing in his skills, quickness, and defensive precision as he gets ready for the high-pressure showdown with Teofimo.
Looking forward to this here fight with Teofimo. I know we can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's going to be ready.
This camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is sharp as I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good, and I just stay.
Teofimo is keeping his preparation simple, prioritizing health, steady form, and conserving energy for fight night.
Today is chest, triceps, a little bit of shadow boxing with some weights. Keep the ligaments and everything loose. A little bit of forearms to finish it off. Nothing too intense like others. We don't need that. Later today, we're gonna go boxing, but prior to that, we're gonna go recover. Go see Dr. Dennis in Miami Lakes. Head over there, go get readjusted. Just keeping that grind, steady grind. We beating Shakur. Yeah, that's Teofimo right there. That's takeover bobblehead.
Shakur Stevenson's camp is locked in and purposeful, with every session centered on refining his technique, sharpening his speed, building stamina, and shaping a game plan for control in his next fight.
For the kid named Ruben Villa, and he beat me. He beat me again in the next tournament. So now that's 2 times. So now they kept saying like, okay, Ruben Villa is the next Oscar De La Hoya. He's gonna win us an Olympic gold medal. And then by the time it came to the Olympic trials, Now it's the rematch, and everybody there thinks I'm gonna lose to this guy. And then I just wipe him out. I had to fight him again because it's double elimination in the Olympic trials. I flushed him even worse the second time, so a lot of people didn't think I could do it. The Edwin De Los Santos fight was my biggest setback. I wanted to please the fans and the people when I should have just pulled out the fight. And now they start writing me off and think that I'm not as good as I said I was.
Teofimo Lopez is training with measured focus, concentrating on the basics, keeping his conditioning steady, and staying healthy as he fine-tunes his strategy for the fight ahead.
Trying to see how much more I could push.
He's the best whenever he's in good condition. Like they say, we eat, we sleep, everything boxing.
My nutritionist is anonymous. They're giving me a lot more protein than the previous camps. I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were on the top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
Teofimo Lopez is locked in on victory, maintaining focus, discipline, and mental toughness as he prepares to deliver his strongest performance on fight night.
To boxing specifically, there's bobbing and weaving, and there's a lot of high repetition that starts to wear and tear at the spinal disc level. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna decompress the spine and make sure that we get hydration back into the disc.
Yeah. The things you gotta go through to be a world champion. Yeah. Whew.
It's really about sports performance and making sure that his body is able to express the highest athletic potential possible.
Tonight, right now we're boxing. Yep. We're original classic, reason why we're here type of boxing.
Teofimo Sr. speaks with total confidence that his son will rise to world champion status, highlighting his skill, work ethic, and nonstop drive throughout training.
When he's in there, he's just focused, you know? And when I see him focus, every time I know that he has somebody, I always tell him, you already figured him out. You know, that's like letting him know, have fun. From now on, just have fun. Back out.
Things that I have to maintain as well. Those are things that I have to work on within myself. It's a muscle. And it's a muscle memory that you have to create now. If you don't create now, it can harm you the day.
Teofimo Lopez is spending camp refining his jab, sharpening its timing and accuracy, while using it to set up his combinations in the ring.
How much I have to show the true flaws that they can't see, that the world cannot see.
Shakur Stevenson is focused and seasoned, relying on his skills, tactical approach, and ring IQ to dictate the pace and control the fight.
I just need somebody that's at 30.
If it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And we need the right joker down here for it to be just as big.
Yeah. And they get kind of aggressive and open up.
Correct.
And I could catch them kind of easily.
Yeah, you can catch me. What you want to just say?
Shakur Stevenson has made it clear there's no personal animosity toward Teofimo Lopez. The fight is strictly professional, centered on competition and building legacy.
Assumed it. But during the fight, I'm like, yo, Tio, come on, use your jab. Keep using your jab. I'm like trying to coach him through. I know Tio. I don't know Arnold Barboza. Why would I go? If I'm front row, why am I cheering on Arnold Barboza?
Right.
I don't do that. So, and I also remember when I was fighting Josh Padley, I could hear T.O. like, yo, just go to the body, set up with the body shot, so I could hear T.O. voice. So it's like, why would I cheer against you, bro?
You wanted to make that clear.
Yeah,
like
he kind of just assumed because I was with Bud that I was going against.
Shakur Stevenson talks with purpose about his upcoming showdown with Teofimo Lopez. framing it as a fight boxing truly needs. He recognizes that critics sometimes question his choice of opponents and call his style unexciting. Taking on one of the sport's biggest names removes all doubt and proves his commitment. Even though he could have stayed comfortably at 135 pounds, Stevenson opted to move up to 140 in search of a real challenge and to showcase his full capabilities. He sees this matchup not just as a personal test, but as a way to engage fans and bring attention back to the sport. The high stakes push him to train harder, sharpen his technique, and ensure he's at his peak on fight night. Outside noise and criticism no longer affect him. What matters most is proving his skill inside the ring. Every drill, every sparring session, and every moment in camp is approached with total focus and intensity. For Stevenson, this fight is about legacy, pride, and meeting the expectations of both fans and the sport itself.
I'm tired of going in the ring and guys being like, oh, you're not fighting nobody, oh, you're not this. I didn't have to do this fight. I could have stayed at 135 and I could have campaigned at 135. But for me, I feel like I wanted to fight at 140 against Teo because he's one of the biggest names in the sport.
How, for the good of the sport, how important is this fight between you and Teo?
It's very important. It's important because it makes boxing great again. It keeps the fans that want to see the fight in tune. And also, you got to realize, once again, I didn't have to take this fight. I was campaigning at 135. That's the weight that I'm at. That's the weight that I 9 times out of 10 going to go back to after this fight. But I did this because I know Teo's one of the biggest names. I know that he's one of the most accomplished fighters in or around my weight class. And the challenge wakes me up. It makes me want to go harder. Showing up day in and day out to make sure that I come in at 100% on fight night. So for me, this fight means everything for the sport. This fight means everything for me, my career, my legacy, and I can't wait to put it all on the line.
How does it upset you at all, Shakur, when people get on social media and it seems like when you fight, they be like, he's a boring fighter, defensive fighter, too boring. Is that part of it where you say, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to fight Teo. Call me boring now.
Oh, no, it don't bother me no more because they pick and choose, you know. I still hear it to this day, oh, he's boring, he's a defensive fighter, but it's like my last fight, I went in there and I entertained the crowd. I went out there, entertained the people. I took a couple punches more than usual than I usually would take. So if I did that my last fight and y'all still can say it, y'all still want to let it haunt me, they still bring.
Gareth A. Davies emphasizes how significant it is for Shakur Stevenson to move up to the 140 pounds division, entering a weight class stacked with top-tier talent. He notes that while the division includes strong fighters like Dalton Smith, Teofimo Lopez is widely regarded as a #1 contender following his impressive wins over Josh Taylor and Vasyl Lomachenko. Davies believes Lopez brings both the style and experience needed to challenge Stevenson's climb through the rankings and potentially slow his push toward pound-for-pound status. At the same time, he highlights Stevenson's growing discipline, tactical awareness, and rising star power, praising his confidence and professional presentation. After monitoring both fighters throughout the lead-up, Davies calls the matchup compelling and extremely competitive. He predicts that Stevenson's technical mastery, paired with his adaptability in the ring, gives him a slight advantage, making a tightly contested points victory the most likely outcome in this high-stakes showdown.
Shakur Stevenson stepping up to the 140-pound division, 10-stone division. Dalton Smith, our very own Dalton Smith, is one of those champions. Teo Lopez, universally accepted as the #1 in that division. Brilliant victories in his career over Josh Taylor, and prior to that, Vasyl Lomachenko. I think a true victory over Vasyl Lomachenko. If anyone can upset the ascent of Shakur Stevenson up the pound-for-pound list, up the weight divisions, it's the spoiler that is Teo Lopez. I've watched a lot of them together in the build-up, and I like the way Teo is. And I like the way Shakur is. See, Shakur's got the gap between his teeth. It's gone now.
Yeah.
He's had his teeth done. He's ready to be a megastar. I'm really, really, really fascinated by this contest.
Spencer Oliver describes Teofimo Lopez as a fighter who can be inconsistent, yet becomes extremely dangerous when everything falls into place. He highlights Lopez's masterful performance against Vasyl Lomachenko as evidence of his elite ability, while noting that the loss to George Kambosos briefly derailed his momentum. Lately, though, Oliver sees Lopez looking sharp, focused, and ready. According to Oliver, the fight will come down to whether Shakur Stevenson can rise to the occasion and truly pursue greatness, comparing that ambition to the bold, calculated risks taken by top champions. While the matchup might lean more technical than explosive, both fighters bring exceptional ring IQ, setting the stage for a strategic, chess-like battle that boxing purists will appreciate.
Teofimo Lopez blows hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This, for me, is all about whether Shakur Stevenson can step up and bring the greatness. He's daring to be great, and I think that Terence Crawford done it against Canelo Alvarez, and I believe that Shakur Stevenson does it against Teofimo Lopez in a fascinating fight. You know, if you're a boxing fan, for the boxing purist, the sweet science between these two, you watch the technical stuff that goes in there, might not go down as one of the greatest fights there ever was. This could be a real standoff, a real technical fight, but both guys, their IQ is insane, and this is the best fight in boxing today.
It is. It's up there along with Artur Beterbiev against Dimitri Bivol.
Aid Oladipo breaks down the fight as a battle between two elite technicians, with genuine pound-for-pound implications on the line. He places Shakur Stevenson comfortably within the top 10, while Teofimo Lopez sits just outside, but notes that a single big win could dramatically shake up the rankings. Oladipo explains that a victory for Lopez would instantly move him into the upper echelon, while a dominant showing from Stevenson could ignite debates about the #1 spot across all divisions. He also highlights that many underestimate Lopez's preparation and tactical approach. While Stevenson is a slick, technically gifted southpaw, Lopez brings crucial experience from facing and defeating top left-handers like Vasyl Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. That background has honed his skills and mental resilience, giving him the ability to adapt to Stevenson's style. This blend of preparation, experience, and natural talent makes the fight far closer and more competitive than casual fans might anticipate. Ultimately, Oladipo sees it as a highly strategic, edge-of-your-seat matchup, with both fighters pushing each other to their absolute limits.
Fantastic boxers. Shakur, pound for pound, top 10. Teo, maybe just outside it. Maybe like 12th or 13th in my pound for pound rankings. But obviously a win for Teo would take him into the top 10. A win for Shakur, I mean, there's an argument to say he could be #1. There's an argument to say you could be #1 if you are about to win your I don't know what belt, but your 4th weight division. Could be #1. I think this is such a good matchup, and I think too many people are sleeping on Teofimo Lopez without realizing Teofimo Lopez has done the best homework you can do in preparation for Shakur. And what I mean by this is Shakur is a slick southpaw, right? Elite boxing southpaw in Vasyl Lomachenko. Most people hate fighting southpaws. They're tricky, right? You don't get a good enough sparring for them. There are simply more orthodox fighters than southpaw fighters, so you grow up fighting orthodox fighters. So when you fight a southpaw, it's like, my God, what am I doing? He has fought two of the best southpaws of the last 10 to 15 years in Josh Taylor and Vasyl Lomachenko, and he's beaten them both. So he's had the perfect preparation. And removing Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor, although a very good boxer, isn't as slick as Shakur Stevenson. Loma is. So he's been there and done that. Loma came up from a small weight class. Shakur came up from a small weight class. Is Shakur better than Loma? I don't know. It's a debate to be had. But what I'm getting at is that Teofimo Lopez will not be scared of fighting a slick south.
Here for Teo's belt there at 140 pounds, which he just picked up from Arnold Barbosa in his last bout. Just want to get right into it, but I know a lot of people were down on Teo after his last performance. It was an underwhelming performance, like a lot of the fights were, to be fair, at the Times Square card in New York. He's returning back to New York. Just want to get your thoughts, your take, Teofimo versus Shakur.
Well, if they were down on Teo,
they were up as high as you could be on Shakur in his last fight.
Versus Peter, no question.
He finally did what people wanted, this young, talented, brilliant talent, brilliant defensive fighter, brilliant guy at control and range, Olympic silver medalist, quick hands, technically solid. He finally satisfied the Chris, and he mixed offense with the defense. He sat down, and instead of moving all the time and punching on the move or on the draw back off traps, you know, you come in 5 inches, he goes back 7, and he counters the crap out of you. He stood his ground, and he punched, and he still got the better of it with the sweet science, being defensively responsible, but without having to be less entertaining. He was more entertaining. He satisfied people. He made people, they said, that's what we wanted in Shakur. And they got it. Now he's a big favorite, or a good favorite. You know the line's better than me, but he's a good favorite.
3-1, over 3-1 favorite.